seen out of Maryland, and kind of what's the challenge on Saturday?
Transition defense. I think that's the biggest thing. I think the games that they've lost, teams have been able to stop or slow them down in transition. Very similar to A&M. If we can stop them in transition and kind of make them play in the half court, they're a little bit more skilled in the half court than A&M was, or is. But that'll give us the best chance to win the game. We've got to be able to slow them down in transition.
And I mean, you're comfortable in that kind of pace, aren't you, right now with your team?
Yeah, we want to play fast, and then when we do play fast, we got to make sure we're not having live ball turnovers. If we do turn the ball over, right, it's a travel, it's a moving screen, we're throwing the ball out of bounds, or it's just getting a 5-second call. Like, we can't throw the ball around. Too many athletes on that team that just thrive in transition, and if you allow them to kind of smell blood at the beginning of the game, they could really get it going.
One thing probably lost in Tuesday's game was what you got from Sophie and Rashonda, and also the minutes you got from Mila during that time. Just from a confidence standpoint, just so you can rely on some different people on the bench.
Doubt.
How big was those minutes?
Yeah, no doubt. I think I thought I mentioned something after the game about how Sophie and Rashonda were able to score it there in the first half when we were, Mads is in foul trouble. We're not really scoring the ball. So they were able to kind of keep us comfortable, like with the lead, right? And we did never relinquish it. And then Mila's minutes in the first half, her and one in the second off Rashonda's pass, those kids are just getting more and more comfortable. I think down the stretch, maybe in the fourth quarter, we could have given somebody a break or whatnot, but they're getting they've been thrown in a fire, and now in the Big Ten play, they played against Shonda, Mila, Sophie now starting to, but they played against Florida and Georgia and A&M, and so now we're not totally shell shocked. They've had those opportunities. Maryland's a little bit different beast, so we gotta. But I feel comfortable. I think our team, 1 through 13, everybody on staff feels really comfortable with whoever we put on the floor.
How did you evaluate Rashonda's first game in four games?
Yeah, honestly, watching back on the Wisconsin game, I didn't realize that was obviously she hadn't played in a while, but she hadn't played since December 3rd, so a little bit rusty, and still trying to find herself. I think yesterday in practice we were able to open her lungs up a little bit and try to feel that a little bit. But I thought in that first half against Rutgers, she got her pull up, got to the rim, guarded pretty well, picking up full court. So hopefully just better and better. I expect her to have a breakout game. I don't know when that's coming. It'd be really, really nice if it comes tomorrow.
Looking at you guys' schedule, I don't think it exemplifies it any more than the Indiana State to Wisconsin games, where it's just kind of inconsistency. Do you think that it's fair to maybe say that you guys have been a little inconsistent this year?
Yeah, I think that's probably to be expected. In the Indiana State game, we threw our young kids out there quite a bit. Obviously, Shonda didn't play, but Soph and M and so Kenna were out there. We had some different lineups trying to give Jayla a little bit more confidence. I think that's to be expected. And then against Wisconsin, we just kind of put our foot gas. We had a great 2 days of prep for those guys. And then offensively against Rutgers, I thought we were really good. Just defensively, they're the only team that we haven't held under 65 outside of UCLA and Notre Dame. I mean, They just kind of shoved it down our throat. But if we can keep scoring the basketball, I trust us to be able to guard people.
Yeah, and then is that necessarily a bad thing? Because then you've got Texas A&M beating them out at home.
Yeah.
Very good team.
Yeah.
So do you think it's more like you guys potentially haven't scratched yet?
Yeah, I think we haven't touched it, and obviously you want to start touching it now in Big Ten play. It's a really, really important stretch for us. Obviously, we're not looking past Maryland, but from our standpoint, you go Maryland, Iowa, Penn State, Indiana, Michigan State, Nebraska, or Ohio State, Nebraska, whatever that stretch is. It's a really important run, and we got to make sure we're consistent day in and day out. It's Big Ten play. It is a gauntlet for us right now, and we've got to be ready to go.
Is Amaya getting any extra work?
She looks so good.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah, she runs a lot of scout team for us.
Okay.
Yeah, she looks good.
It's just an easing her back type of situation.
Yeah,
right?
no doubt. Obviously, it's January. She's just like the last week. We've been able to put her in half court, 5-on-5 stuff. So with what, like you look at the makeup of our roster and you look into the future of our program, it just made the most sense. She's not ready to play 5-on-5 full court yet, but she looks really good in the half court.
Is she running any of your stuff right now? And how important is that for her at this stage?
She's not running any of our stuff. She runs the other team's stuff really, really well. But I think if you talk to Amaya, she knows exactly what we're trying to do.